We are live! Welcome to Unscripted Episode 2. This is my second video. Giving it a go on this YouTube thingy. I'm still new, still trying some things out. Killed it with the GTA 6 reaction trailer. Yeah. And another what's this? A harder one is coming, I told you that I was cooking something for that. Yeah. Some really good shit is coming. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. So yeah, this is my second video. But then now I'll be talking about professional wrestling. Reviewing Monday Night Raw from this past week. So, what was that? Okay, cool. So I'll be doing a quick review of Monday Night Raw from this past week. Yeah, as you could tell or read the channel's description of the video, I'm going to talk about pro wrestling. So yeah, WWE right now is where it's at. AEW can go shove it where the sun doesn't shine no more, because I don't yeah. Came back to watching WWE after a long time. Been watching AEW for the past since 2019, So just got back. CM Punk is back in WWE. Yeah. What a hypocrite, as some people might say. So he's back in WWE. So that actually brought me back to watch the product myself, and the old man who has been torturing our lives and making our lives as miserable, Us people who love professional wrestling and understand it. It's a part of our lives and all this, So the big man isn't part of creative anymore. Triple H is the head of creative, and I could actually see that from watching the recent shows. I mean, the latest episode, and I heard Survivor Series was good. So he brought back CM Punk, did the unthinkable, and kept the secret, the worst kept secret or the best kept secret, In this day and age of social media, nothing leaked of CM Punk appearing in Survivor Series, but yeah, last week's show was amazing. It was good, and for someone who actually came back to watch the show, it actually flowed. Something that I missed, from way back when watching WWE in the late 2000s and the early 2010s, and all that. It's just amazing. AEW peaked in 2022 and then went downhill. Stopped watching after Punk went away. All Friends Wrestling, it's what was coming across as a viewer and as a fan. So if you're someone who doesn't watch pro wrestling anymore, maybe you still need to understand the sport and all that, but all I can say is Triple H is trying to rebuild what Vince has destroyed. Like, it's going to be a long uphill battle to rebuild. It's going to take a very long time to rebuild WWE, and from what I'm seeing myself, he has gotten me back to watching Raw. I'll be watching SmackDown tomorrow. CM Punk will be appearing. I don't know if they said he's going to choose which brand he's going to be a part of. So I'll be watching SmackDown. Last week's SmackDown I skipped because it seemed like trash, and it was kind of trash. Only Randy Orton's appearance was dope there. He's part of the blue brand now. So yeah, this is the first episode of Monday Night Raw. This will be a weekly thing. So wrestling reviews coming coming about, right? So I'm gonna give a shout out to Wrestling Headlines, because I'll try to read their breakdown of some of the things that happened on the show. I didn't really have any notes for this week's Monday Night Raw. I'll get used to doing notes myself, and won't be an easy thing, because I have to give you my notes as I'm watching the show. Every little detail that I see and all that. So now I'll be using WrestlingHeadlines.com, which have broken down the show. So I'll also try and give my input on the show. Wait here. What's this? Wrestling Headlines. So, yeah. This is a review of Monday Night Raw from the... Which date was this? From the 4th of December 2023 in what was this? The MVP Arena in Albany, New York. And the show was main evented by Seth Rollins and Jey Uso. In the main event, we had Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. The storyline continuation there was just excellent from last week. They had an interaction backstage, and things just flow. One thing that you want from a wrestling show is the show's making sense and making you want to watch next week's episode. So we had a match between Sami and Drew McIntyre. We had matches with DIY versus who's this? DIY versus Imperium. Yes, DIY versus Imperium. Amazing 2 out of 3 falls tag team match. Also, there is some continuation there. We had the females, Shayna Baszler versus Nia Jax. Bathroom break. But not that bad. And some segments here and there. Showcased highlights from CM Punk's debut last week. The main event, before I get into the show, the main event was just chef's kiss. That was just amazing. From the beginning of the show built the main event very well throughout the show, that there's a main event coming up. Jey Uso and Seth Rollins, backstage skits with Jey, as building up as his chance to, get the big one. And can he do the unthinkable? No chance in hell that they were taking the belt out of Seth Rollins. But they did a good job at, making you believe that he almost won. He would win the match. Fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic. So, when to kick off the show, we have Drew McIntyre coming to the ring. There's a Drew McIntyre entrance. A Drew McIntyre entrance is coming to the ring, and then he's coming with the sword and stuff, and then he cuts a promo. And then in his promo, he says, "It's been a minute since I've done this. Welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw. The land where it feels like everyone's lost their mind recently. Liars, hypocrites, cowards, just plain idiots. Apparently, you can get fired, released, leave, do what you want for a bunch of time, then come back to the company. and you're instantly forgiven these days. I wonder who he's trying to poke there. The best in the world. I could be talking, and then he says, I could be talking about anybody. And then we got our champ, Seth Rollins, last week, trying to pull a fast one on Drew McIntyre. Again, they were planting seeds on his Punk versus Drew feud there. Very interesting, very interesting. Drew, is that something that you want to do there? It's very interesting. Teasing us a feud with Punk. And then he says he could have given that title match to anybody on the roster. I beat Jey Uso the week before that. Clearly he doesn't deserve it. Sticks it to me, slaps me metaphorically, so I headbutt him in his stupid face. And speaking of Jey Uso, oh my god, he's capable of an apology. He apologized to Randy Orton with his tails between his legs. Jay, your time is coming. There's somebody that I'm forgetting. Sami Zayn. And then Sami comes in with an entrance, and then he approaches Drew and he says, well, Drew, you had a lot to say about everybody. I'm sure you got something to say to me. You may as well say it to my face. Drew McIntyre responds, oh yes, I do, Sammy. Last week you tried to say how alike we are, but absolutely nothing alike. I've got something to say to you. And as usual from Drew, it's the truth. You're the one person in the world who deserves to get screwed by the bloodline. Allow me to explain. You were part of the bloodline. You were their little lapdog and their errand boy. You joined them because you were running away from me every single week. And then what did you do? You screwed them over. What the hell did you think was gonna happen? I thought you were a smart guy. You deserved it. It's the truth. Sami Zayn reiterated, saying, well, I'll say that you're definitely right about one thing, Drew. And that's that I was wrong. See, I thought we were alike. But the more I'm seeing out of you, the more truth I'm hearing out of Drew McIntyre. The more I'm realizing that we are not anything alike. See, I'm not a delusional person. I'm not a person who points a finger at anybody else for their own shortcomings. And yeah, you know what? There's a big difference between you and me. Because when I lost in front of my family, when I let everybody down in my big championship opportunity, you know what I did? I stayed hungry, stayed driven, stayed motivated, and carried me all the way to victory in the main event of WrestleMania. So I got redemption. I got to make my family proud. Do you think you're making your family proud? Drew McIntyre responds, before now the match begins, Drew says, one of us are not walking out here tonight. Get me a referee and ring the damn bell. So a referee comes in now, and then I'm like, okay, so they're starting off with this match, and this is Drew and Sami. I mean, this a pay-per-view caliber match can come out of these two guys. We got the match for free on TV. So, and the match was really good. I'll go to the last ending minutes of the match. McIntyre. Okay. Sami Zayn sends McIntyre shoulder first into the ring post. Zayn with a vertical suplex. Zayn starts moving his left ankle. Sami Zayn has an injured ankle. Zayn is throwing haymakers at McIntyre. McIntyre reverses out of the Irish whip from Zayn. Zayn ducks a clothesline from McIntyre. Zayn drops McIntyre with a tilt-a-whirl DDT for a 2 count. McIntyre catches Zayn in mid-air. McIntyre with 2 overhead belly-to-belly suplexes. McIntyre ducks a clothesline from Zayn. McIntyre with a neck breaker. McIntyre pops back on his feet. Zayn clotheslines McIntyre over the top rope. Zayn goes for the slingshot pescado, but McIntyre catches him mid-air. McIntyre flings Zayn over the announce table, and McIntyre has complete control of the match during the commercial break. McIntyre goes in for the reverse Alabama slam, but Zayn rolls him over for a 2 count. McIntyre with the spine buster for a 2 count, and then he hits a sit-out powerbomb for a 2 count. He puts Zayn on his shoulders. He goes for the avalanche white noise, but Zayn counters with the sunset flip powerbomb for a 2 count. McIntyre blocks the Blue Thunder bomb. Zayn comes back with clubbing blows to McIntyre's back. Zayn goes for the Blue Thunder bomb, but McIntyre lands back on his feet. McIntyre headbutts Zayn. McIntyre goes for the Claymore, but Zayn counters with the big boot. Zayn hits the Blue Thunder bomb for a 2 count, and that got me. That was good. Second chop exchange. They were exchanging chops. Zayn repeatedly kicks McIntyre in the face. McIntyre reverses out of the Irish whip from Zayn. Zayn starts grabbing his left ankle after a leapfrog. Like Zayn is injured now. He's grabbing his knee, putting attention to his knee. And I was like, wait, okay. So like, Drew has to take advantage of the knee. Zayn launches McIntyre over the top rope. Zayn can barely stand now. His spaghetti legs. McIntyre delivers a chop block on his knees. The referee admonishes McIntyre. And then McIntyre connects with the Claymore to pick up the victory. 1, 2, 3. Yo, that was a great match. Great match. It's a TV match, so, you know, you have to get a quality TV match still. And the angle, the injury to Zayn, I'm not sure if that's a work, but I think it's part of the story, because there has to be a pay-per-view match between these two. A feud is brewing here. Sammy was protected with the injury, and Drew had to win, because Drew now is this, you know, this heel who is, you know, sort of like going through a phase where he's angry and disappointed, and you know, he wants the world's heavyweight championship from Seth Rollins, but he's not getting his chance anytime soon. He has to fight his way back up, but you know, he's just going through a tough time, so he's taking it out on Sami Zayn. So, and then after that, the next segment, the next segment, it's loading here. This is my first review, guys. This is my first review. It's still loading the page from Wrestling Headlines. Okay. These are the images from the match. This was when McIntyre is taking advantage of the knee, the Blue Thunder bomb. Oh, I can't go through other more images. Why is that? Let's reload the page. And then after that match, while we're still reloading the page, let's see if it works now. After that, we have a oh, it's still loading. Let's see. Still that match. Oh, here are the images. Okay, we have a there was Drew claymoring Sammy, and then he attacked. Drew McIntyre wins, and then Brian Saxton had a backstage interview with Shayna Baszler. Okay, and then Baszler will be facing her former tag team partner, who is Nia Jax. And then she was interviewed, how does she feel about that? Baszler has only one goal tonight, and that's to remind Nia Jax she's the one who put her on the shelf, blah blah blah. And then Drew McIntyre, as you can see, was attacking Sami Zayn at the backstage area. And again, there's a feud here and a pay-per-view match or a bigger match in the upcoming weeks that has to come forth. We have a promo from we have a what's this? Is it a match with okay, we have a Jey Uso promo, right? Wait, what was this? Sorry. Okay, we have a Jey Uso promo before the match. We have a Jey Uso promo. Tonight I have a chance to do something I thought I would never be able to do again. A few months ago, I had a chance to dethrone the Tribal Chief and become the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. The moment I was ripped away from me by the one man who I love the most in the world, my day one, my own twin brother, and that hurt me more than I can ever know. I couldn't be in this business anymore. I had to walk away and really convince myself that I was done, until I got a call from Cody Rhodes. He told me, I can't just quit, man. It's your time to have a fresh start on your own. Oos. Be your own man. Oos. Create your own legacy. Oos. The more I thought about it, the more I realized he was right. Oos. My whole life I've been fighting for other people, right? I was fighting for Roman, for my brothers, for my father. From here on out, I'm just fighting for me now. My legacy, before the bloodline, before the record-breaking reigns, before the Uso Penitentiary. Okay, what's this? Oh, it's probably just that. Okay. Before the day one, before the dance, before the face paint, before the FCW, before the longest training night, before making money, before being poor, it was just me, Seth Rollins. I know you about game. You fought against me, you fought with me. Hey Seth, tonight you're fighting one individual, one starving and is ready to eat. You're about to find out really soon. It's just me now. Tonight I prove to the whole world, I prove to you, I prove to my family, I prove to myself why they call me Main Event Jey Uso. And then now, bathroom break time. Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, backstage segment. Nia Jax was being interviewed, And then we had a match between Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Bathroom break. Nia Jax squashed Shayna Baszler with a top rope, I don't know, what was it, a slam or something. She jumped on Shayna Baszler. She wins via pinfall. We get a video recap of CM Punk's promo from last week's episode of Raw, which was fantastic. And then Candice LeRae and India Hartwell, which is DIY. Good luck ahead of the 2 out of 3 falls match. We had the 2 out of 3 falls match between DIY and Imperium. In a 2 out of 3 falls match, the first fall went to Imperium, and then the second fall went to DIY. And then the third fall was just amazing. I like the story that they are telling between these two. Remember, DIY were just fantastic in NXT when Triple H was doing his thing there. So I like the fact that they lost their previous match. I thought they would win, but unpredictability factor there. Like, they slowly adjusting to the main roster, and I'm telling you guys, if you've never seen DIY, you're in for a treat, because Triple H is gonna make sure that you fucking recognize what a fucking tag team these guys were in NXT. So great win for DIY, and can't wait to see what's coming forward for them. So, and then we had the fourth match. Bathroom break time again. Nobody gives a shit. Natalia and Tegan Knox versus Kaden Carter and Katali Chance. Bit impressed by the gymnastics from Kaden Carter and Takana Chance. Which was, bathroom break still. Wasn't that interesting. And then now we have one of my favorite segments. Cody Rhodes' theme song is still a banger. Whoa! We got how many wahos? 3. We got 3s. We got 3 wahos. It's a banger, man. Cody Rhodes' theme song is still a banger. Still a banger. Cody Rhodes came out to cut a promo. Like, he has a feud now with Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura now is targeting Rhodes, saying they have a similar story. They went to WrestleMania. They won the Royal Rumble. They went to WrestleMania. They almost had it, but then, they crumbled down. The same story. Like, Shinsuke wants to, eviscerate Cody Rhodes to sort of take his spotlight and show that he's better than Cody or something. So, I think this is a good feud to take Shinsuke's credibility a bit higher. And this is done probably to bring in Kazuchika Okada from New Japan. So Triple H is trying to showcase Japanese wrestlers in a proper light, because Vince just wants to has this stereotype against Japanese wrestlers. So Shinsuke looks amazing. From the last time I was watching WWE, I'd say it's fantastic. The presentation is fantastic. So this feud with Cody Rhodes is just good. And by the way, they announced a match for next week between these two, so can't wait. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, came out. Wow! He cut a promo. He was like, the first time I laid eyes on the poison mist, because last week Shinsuke poisoned him with something that hurt his eyes, whatever. The first time I laid eyes on the poison mist, I was a little boy, and I was terrified of the man who did it. A man by the name the Great Muda. The Great Muda is a legend. Now that I experienced it firsthand last week, the poison mist, that is, I can tell you that my fears as a kid were justified. But I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not casting blame. If it's anybody's fault, it's my own. I should have listened. I should have paid attention to the clues that Shinsuke Nakamura was dropping continuously. At the end of the day, it's one of those situations where when you have big aspirations, you have a big bullseye on your back. I knew that when I declared for the 2024 Royal Rumble. By the way, he declared himself into the 2024 Royal Rumble. But I'm ready. Shinsuke, you have my attention. I think you have all their attention. So there's 2 things you could do here. You could emerge from the shadows, come to this ring, and explain yourself to me. Or you could march down here and we could fight right now, I had a feeling that he wouldn't show up. Shinsuke Nakamura appears on the screen with all this, mysterious presentation. Shinsuke just appears on the screen now. Like, the arena goes black, there's a spotlight on Cody, and like Shinsuke is like speaking in Japanese, and like there's subtitles there. It's probably a pre-recorded video. And like Shinsuke is like, Cody. Last week remember he's speaking in Japanese. Cody, last week I made your eyes burn, but tonight I will open them. I will show you what you are not seeing. The path we've taken is the very same story. Like you, I climbed the mountain. Like you, I could see the top. Like you, I slipped and tumbled. I fell into the bottomless pit. Cody, we suffered the same humiliation. A fall from grace, pages left unwritten. The devil in your mind that whispers, you'll never make it back there. But now you've awoken me. You've inspired me. I am here to unburden you. To step into your shoes and take that story off your hands. I never got to finish my story. So now I will finish yours. By the way, the presentation of Shinsuke speaking in Japanese is just fantastic. Just fantastic, man. It adds that heelish vibe, Can't understand what he's saying. Cody Rhodes responds, you think our stories are the same, Shinsuke? I appreciate explaining why you attacked me. And perhaps we've had a similar path. But until you stand in this ring with me, I need you to know I don't rate you. I don't respect you. It's never been a part of my story to run from a fight. You keep saying that we are the same. Prove it. And then the segment ends there and Cody Rhodes' music hits. So now a match has been announced for next week between Cody and Shinsuke, and yeah, I'm hyped for that. Can't wait to see where that goes, and I'm liking the storyline now. I just want Cody to do something, man. I just want him to do something. This seems kind of like a big main event storyline in the show, and it's not bad. Triple H is trying to rebuild everything, so it's gonna take some time to rebuild the all this negative energy around WWE and the whole presentation and everything. A bit of a bathroom break, but not really. The Creed brothers now were coming against the Judgment Day, represented by who's this guy again? By the way, Seth Rollins and Adam Pearce and Jey Uso had a backstage segment. Seth and Jey Uso were like joking, and then they became serious. Jey was like, yeah, we're friends, but once we step into the ring, it goes down. Adam Pearce approached Seth, and then he said to Seth, look, I know you're getting ready for the title match, so I won't keep you, but I wanted to say to you, so you heard it directly from me, I invited CM Punk to be here next week, and I intend to sign an exclusive Raw contract. Remember, Seth has a legitimate beef with CM Punk in real life based on the interviews that he has had. So, they're working us with this in storyline terms that Seth doesn't want CM Punk back in WWE because he's a hypocrite and all that. And Adam Pearce, as the general manager of Raw, is trying to, tell Seth to contain himself. And this was when he wants to sign CM Punk to the Raw brand, because now CM Punk is still a free agent, still hovering between SmackDown and Raw, right? So Seth responds, no. Just bear attention to how he responds. No, 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 no. Zip it. I don't give a damn. Alright? You know what you gotta do. But when he shows the world his true colors, you know what I liked about this? You know, the way they're working us here, like, you know, like Seth doesn't really like CM Punk because of the way he is, blah blah, his life, you know. Like, you know, when he says he's going to show the world his true colors, like Seth in this storyline, Seth is going to play this guy who's like the WWE diehard guy, and then this guy from out of nowhere who went away from the company, been talking about the company, now just comes back. He wants to act like he's back home, he's back to family. Like Seth is like, you know, he's doesn't want any of that. Like he wants CM Punk to really be deep down who he is, and I like this because right now CM Punk is chilled. And whenever we get to see what Seth wants to expose, you know, Seth wants to expose, it's like the Joker, wants to expose CM Punk for the fraud he is based on how he's responding to CM Punk. So that's very intriguing. A possible match at WrestleMania between these two, but we'll see how they elongate the storyline. You know what to do, but when he shows the world his true colors, and when it blows up in your face, you do me a favor, alright? You stay out of my way when I do what I gotta do. Deal? And then Adam Pearce says, fair enough. Seth then says, good, because what I got to do right now is get ready for the main event, Jey Uso. I got to get ready to defend my World Heavyweight Championship against one of the best in the world. We talked about it last week. Jey Uso earned this title match. Jey Uso says, Seth, man, I appreciate the respect and the kind words, right? But it took me almost 15 years to get this opportunity, and it's my night. I'm about to tell you right now, Uso, you're looking at the new World Heavyweight Champion tonight. You feel me? Seth is like, I feel you, and I feel like I'm going to stop your face in the mat at first chance I get. Jay's like, that's cool, because I feel like I'm going to kick your face off the chance I get. Seth says, this is about as friendly as we're going to be. And and I guess it is, Uso, it's my night, Uso. And then the fifth match is Dominic Mysterio and JD McDowell versus the Creed Brothers. The Creed Brothers are being pushed right now. They're very athletic. I like the presentation. It's very good. They won the match against the Judgment Day, to my surprise. But yeah, I like the Creed Brothers. Very, very good. Very athletic. And R-Truth was ringside. Comedic character there. And then now, the main event. Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Collar and elbow tie-up. Fantastic match. Fantastic match. Fantastic main event. Fantastic main event. Collar and elbow tie-up. Rollins backs Jey into the ropes. The referee calls for a clean break. Strong lock-up. Rollins applies a wrist lock. Jey with the wrist lock go behind. Jey grabs a side headlock. Rollins sends Jey across the ring. Jey with a shoulder tackle of his own for a 1 count. Rollins avoids the super kick. Rollins rolls Jey for a 1 count. Jey dodges the curb stomp. Jey rolls Rollins over for a 2 count. That leads us to a quick standoff in the center of the ring. This was great, you know, at the beginning. And then Rollins with a running boot. Rollins follows that with a springboard swanton board. Rollins with the springboard moonsault for a 2 count. Rollins chops Jey following a snap near takeover. Rollins kicks Jey in the back. Rollins with a belly to back suplex for a 2 count. Rollins hammers down on Jey. Rollins goes for another belly to back suplex, but Jey lands back on his feet. Jey with a pop-up neck breaker for a 2 count. Jay ascends to the top turnbuckle. Rollins with a step enziguri. Rollins goes for the pedigree, but Jay blocks it. Rollins goes for the buckle bomb, but Jay lands back on his feet. Rollins with a rolling elbow. Jay drops Rollins with a DDT on the floor. Jay has complete control of the match during the commercial break. Rollins and Jay are tracing back and forth shots. Rollins clotheslines Jay over the top rope. Rollins lands a suicide dive. Jay clotheslines Rollins over the top rope. Jay with a suicide dive of his own misfires clotheslines. Both guys are knocked down after a double crossbody block. Jay is throwing haymakers at Rollins. Short arm reversal by Rollins. Rollins thrust kicks midsections of Jay. Rollins kicks Jay in the chest. Rollins with a discus lariat. Rollins with a running forearm smash. Jay thrust kicks midsections of Rollins. Jay with a drop down uppercut. Rollins blocks a boot from Jay. Jay with a spinning enziguri. Jay nails Rollins with a running hip attack. Jay dives over Rollins. Rollins hits the sling blade. Rollins with the frog splash for a 2 count. Rollins kicks Jay in the gut. Jay blocks the pedigree, and Jay rolls Rollins over for a 2 counts. There's a super kick exchange. Rollins with the running elbow, and Jay super kicks Rollins. Jay connects with the Uso splash for a 2 counts. Jay ascends the top turnbuckle. Rollins with the superplex. Rollins follows that with a Falcon Arrow. Rollins drops Jay with the pedigree for a 2 count. Jay avoids the camp stops. Jay spears Rollins for a 2 count. Jay goes for another spear, but Rollins counters with a knee lift. Rollins buckle bombs Jay, and Jay responds with a spear. Jay responds with a splash for another 2 count. Jay super kicks Rollins, and then Jay goes for a spear, but then Rollins counters with a pedigree, like mid-air. Rollins plants Jay with the curb stomp to pick up the victory. And after the match, Rollins shakes hands with Jay. And then Drew McIntyre drops Jay with a claymore outside of the ring. McIntyre catches Rollins mid-air, and McIntyre with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex on the floor. McIntyre body slams Jay through the announce table. McIntyre tells Jay that the true will set him free as the show goes off the air. And ends with Drew standing on top of with Jay on the announce table. Oh, great main event. Fantastic main event. Great show. And I'm glad that I can watch WWE and pro wrestling again. I haven't been watching. This is my second video. Monday Night Raw review. Fantastic show. SmackDown tomorrow. CM Punk will be live. So, can't wait. Remember to like and subscribe. And if you don't, fuck you. Rise.